fifth wheel toy hauler that's pre 2010, and the oven doesn't work either. But this was a great setup that I talked about earlier in the year that actually works for me really well. Right now I'm cooking chicken. And I'm actually going to clean up the Weekend Warrior a little bit, but I wanted to just talk to you guys and say hi. Been a while, especially since I've done a live stream. It's been a long time since I've done a live stream. So right now I'm cooking chicken. I already made pasta last night. So I made pasta last night. I'm going to heat it up in a little bit. Just, you know, casually kind of doing my thing. Got a little butter in one thing. Got some chicken going in the other. I'm excited. So cooking with the Badger. Cooking with the Badger. No, that doesn't work out. So I was... Get off it. Okay, put a little more butter in there to keep it from sticking too much to the pan. I usually go through a lot of butter when I cook. Or margarine, depending on what's on sale. Right now butter was on sale, so. Cooking with the Badger. No? Okay. So, I still got two more pieces. I got three in there. I got two more to go here. Got some pasta. Just gotta kind of decide what else I want to do. Not quite sure if I want to make some chili yet or not. Nuke some chili. Not sure. I know I'm at least gonna have applesauce for dessert. So. Smells good up in here. You know what? I'm so used to living in an RV now that I don't know if I could live in anything else. Really, I don't know if I could. Oh yeah. Turned out good. It's getting juicy in there. Oh yeah. Now, last night I put some ragu in my pasta, and I have actually two setups of these. So I actually have a second one I haven't set up yet, so I can cook two at a time, but right now I don't have the patience to cook two at a time. But yeah, now it's cold, so I got the ventilate open. I don't have the furnace on. I got my hot water heater on, getting ready for a shower. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool. Oh, yeah. The thicker one's going to be the one that's going to take the longest. See? I'm just seasoning it with a mix. Is all I'm doing is just kind of seasoning it up together. You know, just use a little garlic and herb seasoning. Make it real easy and nice. Hi, Lilith. So, very exciting. I'm super stoked because you're cooking with the Badger. Still hasn't caught on yet, huh? Okay. Well, that's all right. Oh, yeah. What's this thing? No, I didn't think ahead where I'm going to put these chickens, but I guess I'm going to use paper towel and let them soak. I guess I'll let them soak over there on my little kitchen counter extension. Yeah, I live in full-time in an RV. I live in a fifth wheel toy hauler. It's like a big travel trailer in a way. Hey, Jeff Watson, what's cracking in Ohio? It's cold here in California for California. It's been like, where I'm at, it's been about 39 degrees, which is not super cold, but cold for California. Love from Khalistan. Hello. We're cooking in the camper with a Badger. Cooking some chicken up, talking crap, having fun. A lot of fun, actually. Get that a little more centered. Oh, yeah. That's looking good. Now, the question is, oh, I bet West Virginia is just absolutely terrifying cold right now. Now, the question is, I already used this on my pasta the other day. Should I use it, or yesterday, should I use this on the chicken? I'm going to say no, but let me know what you guys think. Do you think I should put some of this meat sauce on the chicken, or do you think I should just leave it dry? I'm already have butter and garlic and all that stuff going. So, ooh, the butter's melting because of the heat. See, I like to flip my chicken a lot. I don't like to let it sit for too long and simmer. I like to flip it so it cooks pretty evenly, especially that thicker breastplate. So, you know, you'll notice this one, especially the bigger one, I'm not. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks so good. We're looking good. All right, all right, all right. Now, my 2 weeks of groceries cost me $60. Well, it's not going to last me 2 weeks. It'll last me about 10 days. I'll have to go grocery shopping again pretty soon. So I'm going to put the thing down there, I'll let it kind of dabble and everything. But yeah, here, I'll show you guys. So we're getting there. And then tonight, you guys hopefully will stay with me long enough. I'm actually going to set up the Christmas tree today too. Here in the camper. So, by choice, oh absolutely. It started out actually as a necessary thing, and now it's a lifestyle choice. I can't see myself. I have my daughters, but they live with their mother. And I just don't see myself living any other lifestyle while I'm alone. Why go rent an apartment or a room to rent? I mean, it's going to cost me way more money. And, you know, to be honest, all I do is come in here to cook and sleep and shower and edit video and do stuff like that. So I'd rather just stay in here. But it started out actually, I don't travel in the RV. It stays like stationary, but I like to travel. I used to travel a lot. You know, before 2022, I used to travel a lot, but now I don't. I just don't have time. Hi, Fatty Matty. Tim Davis, I guarantee you are freezing your buns off right now. You know, it's 39 degrees here in California, where I'm at, in Northern California, which is cold for here this time of year. But I guarantee you that there are people that are just absolutely so cold that they're just bundled up. At least I'm fine with a little tiny space heater and some stuff. So I am, Jeff. It's slowly but surely, but I'm getting back to the old me. Yeah, see, 20's way. There's a big difference between 39 and 20. I used to live in a little area outside Klamath Falls, Oregon, where you know, it would get below zero. So yeah, there's a big difference. Hey, I got to winterize a camper before it goes up to Medford next week, so that's going to be interesting. Needs a little more time. It's still just not cooked all the way through. 16 degrees. Josh Afford, 0 is freezing your tushy off. That's like you freeze and you touch and you go shatter. Oh, God. The coldest it's going to get here in the next 10 days is 27, and that's at night. Ooh, North Dakota. My grandfather actually grew up in a city a town called Condie, South Dakota. So he used to tell me about winter. When I was your age, we were working the farm in minus 10-degree weather during the day. I mean, I remember those. So yeah, I know it gets cold. Remember, most RVs are built in Indiana, and Indiana ain't warm in the winter. Oh, we're almost there. We're almost there in the first batch. This is really good. So I'm super in a good mood lately because I've got a game plan for 2026. 2026, excuse my language if there's children around, but 2026 is going to be my bitch. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be my moment. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of torn apart right now. Here, I'll give you guys a little shout. So it's just a toy hauler. So you got your ramp door in the back. That's my little chest for storage right now. What I'm going to do is in the back there, I'm going to create a sound studio for the podcast. These benches are coming out, and I'm going to put a recliner and a sofa right here. 70-inch TVs going up here. And then I'm going to extend the countertop, replace the oven, replace the sink. And then in the bedroom, ooh, it's getting a little too smoky in here. And then I'm going to gut the bathroom, put porcelain shower in, and I'm going to put actually a residential refrigerator. I'm going to rip all this out and put a residential refrigerator. So that's the tour. It's 35 feet. It's got a generator, hot water heater. It's really cool. Woo-wee, that sounds good. Tim Davis, that sounds so good. Okay, I think these are just about ready. Oh yeah, those are ready. Those are ready. Okay, now we're gonna throw on the other ones. So I gotta put some more butter on, so I don't have any sticky icky going on. Let's put that in the middle. Let that kind of do its thing. And then voila. And push this up. Push that back. This. Down we go. Perfect. Okay. Put a little more seasoning on. Voila, we're off and running. That's cool. All right, Tim. Go to one of my videos, and I have my email in there. Just email me your email, and I'll send you my address. At least I'll send you the dealership address, and you can just send it to me at the dealership. That'd be great. Okay. Now I know I put my kniff somewhere. Where did I put my kniff? Oh man, where did I put it? Ay, where did I put my kniff? Kniff. Woo-wee. Yummy. Gotta do a little flippy now. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so good. Getting warm in this trailer now that I'm cooking. A little smoky too. Well, the smoky will go away. Hang up. So anyway, as we're finishing up this, and it looks like this is going to go out pretty soon. But 2026 is going to be huge. I've got now 3 monetized channels. One of them hit 168,000 subscribers this year. It's a bunch of joke stuff I do, and I restarted a podcast that's on different stuff. And the RV channel, I'm going to focus in on the education portion and the podcast portion of the podcast and the RV industry as a whole. And the other thing I'm really going to focus on this coming year, is showing people that when a manufacturer of an RV comes out and tells you a percentage of something, they're flat out lying. Okay? And we learned that from the Grand Design frame failure and frame flex debacle that has turned into a class action lawsuit, right? Okay. So when a company that is doing something experimental and outside of the norm of what the rest of the RV industry is doing, and they come out and tell you that their failure rate is less than 1%, and one of the owners comes out and says that is a complete falsified pile of crap lie. Okay? That is a marketing strategy. Now, what I'm going to see is a lot of the manufacturers or independents are not going to be selling next year. So all the deals that were supposedly going to be put in place for Thor to buy Brinkley, Winnebago to buy Alliance, all out the window, garbage can, throw in the campfire, not going to happen. Okay? Now, it's nothing Brinkley is doing wrong or Alliance is doing wrong. It's more complicated than that. Like on the Brinkley side, it has nothing to do with Brinkley. Brinkley was ready to sell. $800 and something million. Here you go, Thor. But on Thor's side, for what I've been told, I can't confirm this, but from what I've been told, is the deal is dead because the financing of the deal was not going to be conducive to what they would have to do to actually merge everything together. And now all of a sudden their stock took a tank. So, well, you know, their stock actually was rising because of the whole deal with Brinkley, because people were like, well, they're just going to add another luxury fifth wheel line, a good fifth wheel line. Even with all the leak problems and all the BS crap that Nate Goldenberg has put out there on the internet, all this hot air, it's still a good unit and still a good product. It's not a terrible product by any means, okay? But, you know, to merge that with Thor would have raised its stock value through the roof. And of course, what happens, it has to make sense for Thor on the financing side to actually acquire the company, and apparently those finances don't line up right now. Now, it doesn't mean that in 2027 or 2028 it won't happen, but for now, all the independents in 2026 are going to stay independent. So, and to me, this might surprise you, but I think that's actually a good thing. Okay? It really is a good thing. Okay? Because, you know, Nate Goldenberg and I don't like each other. Okay? But let's set that aside for a second. Let's set him aside, because all he is a hot air balloon. If I'm the blowhard, he's the hot air balloon. Okay? Set him aside for a moment. Okay? Let's look at some of the really brilliant things that Brinkley has done for year model 2026. Now, I've been giving them kudos about their fifth wheel toy hauler lineup, because I think they have probably the third or fourth best fifth wheel toy hauler lineup in the industry, and that's saying something for a company that builds them in Indiana, because usually Indiana ignores basically west of the Mississippi when it comes to the toy hauler market. Well, if you look at Brinkley's lineup in the fifth wheel toy hauler range, they did a really great job for 2026. And they do a lot of good stuff with not wasting space. They have great lighting. They have a good look to them. I still think they're way overpriced for what they are, but they still do a great job. Okay, they really do. They do a good job. You know, again, what I don't like is I don't like bullshit. I hate it. It smells bad, it's funky, and I get tired of it. And I get tired of guys who are sitting there trying to cover their own ass because they know something's wrong. Grand Design tried to do it. Now look where they're at with all this frame problems and the lawsuit with the dealerships and then the class action lawsuit with people with frames failing. I mean, it turned into a nightmare, and I was called an idiot. I was called all those names for 2 years. And now all of a sudden it's culminating and nobody calls me that anymore. So, when it's a problem because as I get bigger, these guys that are hot air balloons start worrying like, oh my God, he's actually getting a following and he's going to hit 5 million views this year. We better be careful about him and try to discredit him as much as possible. I mean, it's like Jesus Christ, dude. I'm an education channel. I'm an education podcast. I'm an education channel. I want everybody to own an RV. You know, I really do. I think the RV thing is just something everybody should experience. Now, unfortunately, it's not everybody's cup of tea. You know, and unfortunately, there's a lot of, and unfortunately, beyond the hot air balloons of the RV manufacturing side, you have a bunch of like leeches on the other side of things going, oh, everything's such a pile of crap. Oh, everything ever built is junk. Oh my God. I get it every day in the comments, and I'm like, dude, I know that Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Liz Amazing, and Wingman Wisdom, and all these negative channels and all these negative news places need your feedback and need your dollar, need your eyes and ears so they can make money. But let's realize that not everything that's told on the internet is even close to 100% accurate. You can't sit there and say that every single Ford ever built is a pile of crap. You can't say that every Ram truck is going to break down in 50,000 miles. You can't say that and be 100% accurate. Sorry. Not really. Just to let you know, Jeff, Brinkley has not made the rest of the industry step up. That's a fallacy. So everybody does something different. So Brinkley, and this is not against Brinkley. This is just an example, okay? So this new company, Axiom, if they sell out a bunch of luxury fifth wheel toy haulers with 3-inch thick sidewalls, all of a sudden Brinkley's going to come up with an innovation for 3-inch thick sidewalls, and they're going to make it their idea. And here's a good example of Forest River. Forest River just did it to itself. They just did it to themselves. Forest River, Palomino was the first of the big corporations to use spray foam insulation in the front cap. Now all of a sudden Rockwood and Flagstaff are like, well, you know, we're the first ones to do spray foam insulation in the front cap. I'm like, dude, you're like 3 years late. It's already been done. Brinkley copied it. And by the way, Brinkley has copied a lot of stuff from Northwood Manufacturing and Outdoors RV. So everybody kind of copycats each other. R&D in the RV industry stands for research and duplicate. So everybody kind of starts copycatting each other depending on what works. Brinkley will copy Grand Design will copy Palomino will copy Coachman will copy Cougar, and it just kind of goes in this big circle. There really isn't anything, you know, that somebody does that's so different, except for the leaky seals, right? And I always say the guy that was the most innovative in the entire industry was Bob Tiffin. Bob Tiffin was the most innovative man in the RV industry, okay? And at the end of the day, if he didn't do it, there's a reason why he didn't. If he didn't use automotive seals, There's a reason why. Bob always did things with high-end Tiffin units for a reason. And there's things he didn't do for a reason. So if Bob Tiffin didn't do it, and he was probably the most innovative man in the industry, probably not a good thing. And that's how I always look at things, right? And then we always end up getting proven right or wrong. Like Bob Tiffin never wanted to get in the fifth wheel market. His sons did, okay? That's like Van Lay. And that didn't last very long. Think about that. Probably one of the best luxury RVs ever built. And Bob Tiffin's like, nah, on the fifth wheels. It was like over real quick. It was like over before really even began. So they all copycat each other. At some point, Forest River's going to copy Keystone. Keystone's going to copy Brinkley. Brinkley's going to copy Gulfstream. I mean, they're all going to copycat each other on things. It's just a way of the beast. It's a way of the natural thing. And, well, okay. Here's the problem. This is the biggest problem that nobody talks about. What we're talking about is the same problems that have been occurring for 40 plus years, except for there's more technology. Oh yeah, I mean that's all expensive crap, Tim. But I mean that's. I think it depends on what you want to do with a toy hauler. That's why I actually really like Brinkley's lineup. I really do. Brinkley's lineup of fifth wheel toy haulers is top 2, top 3, top 4 as far as floor plans and design. But the options thing, I don't know. See, the options thing I think really depends on how people want to look at things, right? I mean, do you really want to build a stripped down toy hauler? We tried that at Beaumont RV with Genesis. We would buy stripped down Genesises and they would never sell. The stuff that was 15, 20 grand more would sell that had all the options. So it's like weird. People complain about price, but when they get the right price, they don't like it. It's just weird how that works. Woo, we're almost ready. It's looking good. That chicken is looking good. Cooking with the blowhard. Cooking with the blowhard. Love it. And by the way, Brinkley's design was not theirs originally. Just so you know. Okay? Just to let you know. They actually stole and copied it from another person who actually worked at Forest River and was Forest River's president and CEO's daughter, Lisa Legal. It was Lisa Legal's design that she was implementing 3 years prior. And she didn't get off the ground for a while with East to West. So Brinkley is not an original design as far as the way they built the coach, design-wise. The only thing that's really originally theirs is their experimental seal. So everybody copycats each other. Don't get it twisted. Mobile Suites copies people. Riverstone copies people. Montana copies people. They all copycat each other. They all steal each other's ideas and call it innovation. Believe me, it's the only real innovative people left are like Arctic Fox, Outdoors RV. They're the most innovative people because they actually battle test their units on their own. So that is true, Tim Davis. That is very true. And the biggest reason why is because the banks don't lend the options on a used coach. That's the reason why. No, what kills you on trade-ins is you're not putting enough down payment. That's what kills people on trade-ins. If you listen to my speech when I talk to people about financing an RV, I try to push people to put 30, 35% down. Because otherwise you're going to be buried. The banks do not finance options on used RVs like they do cars. They'll finance the options on a new purchase, but they won't finance the options on a used purchase. That's the difference, right? So the biggest difference is the lenders control the used market, not the dealers, not the manufacturers. The lenders do. So when you got a bank and a credit union that'll take, let's use a Coleman 17B as an example, 12999 travel trailer. What do you think they're going to finance in 5 years? 6 grand, 7 grand? They're not going to finance a lot. And that's the reason why. It has nothing to do with the dealers and the manufacturers. It has to do with the lenders and how the lenders decide they want to buy. If the lenders in general, now there are exceptions, but if the lenders in general would allow those options to be added to consider the loan, then it wouldn't kill your trading value so much. So blame the banks. Don't blame the dealer and the manufacturer. Exactly. Yeah, east to west was the originals with the design of what Brinkley looks like. So it's not an original design. Now, do I think it's wrong that Brinkley took Lisa Legal's idea and made it come to life? Nope, I don't think it was wrong. They were the first ones to actually build it and bring it to the table. They win. And that's how I feel about capitalism. That's why I don't get pissed off at Liz Amazing. Liz found a niche of complaining and bitching and making negative stories about everything RV-wise. Go for it. If it's making it $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month, if it's making $1 million a year of free money from YouTube to bring on every Armageddon negative story of the year, I would do the same thing. But I don't like that, right? So... Well, travel trailer Grand Designs are not impacted as much as the fifth wheels, Jeff. It's not impacted as bad. You know, this is why I mostly recommend people to consign their RV at a dealership before they make their next purchase. I always say go do a consignment. And the reason why I say do a consignment is a free piece of inventory to the dealership, does not interrupt cash flow, and you don't have to flip it and turn it quick to recuperate the cash as quick, right? So the profit margin for a dealer is smaller on a consignment, but it's a free piece of inventory, okay? And if you have it priced right and within the lending guidelines of the banks and the credit unions, you're actually gonna have a better shot at getting a better value out of your trade than if you just flat straight trade it in. Now, if you have limited funds to write down the loan enough, then you trade it in. And I'm going to do a video on that, by the way, because I think that's a great video to do. It's something nobody really talks about. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah. That one needs a little more, a little thicker. You know, consignment is one of the best ways